So they talked about it more and more internally, got the owner involved, Ralph Wilson. They finally went back and forth with calls last night and apparently set it up that Owens would come to town today, and he did. And literally he got here. They had, as I understand, an agreement in principle for a one-year deal verbally, and then he came into Buffalo, and basically almost as soon as he arrived at the facility here in Orchard Park, he signed the contract.
Now, Vic, why move so quickly if you're T.O.? Why wouldn't he shop himself?
Well, I think he moved quickly because there was not the market for him that I think Drew Rosenhaus or T.O. thought there would be. Not an expansive market at all. And they were, believe me, trying to get something bigger and better for him. They saw that there would not be the kind of money he was looking for, which is probably easily double the roughly 6.5 that he's going to get on this one-year deal. Pretty modest deal for the veteran receiver that he is with his credentials. But most teams, either first see a player at 35 on the decline, and secondly see a player who has been, of course, what he's been, a divisive force at every stop. So most takers were not interested. The list of teams was dwindling. And I think another part of the equation was the smallness of the Buffalo market. Drew Rosenhaus's client has had a lot of problem in Dallas, largely because of the number of microphones available to him and the ability to always move an agenda and to basically get himself in trouble with his mouth. Now, they have microphones in Buffalo. They really do. They have cameras here, too. NFL Network has a direct feed to this place. So it's not like he's going to escape the media, but I think the thinking is by being at this outpost versus some of the other larger markets that he's been in, he can, quote, lay low as you can lay as an NFL player.
Now, Owens pairing up with quarterback Trent Edwards, a young quarterback. If things don't go well offensively, when can we expect T.O.'s next explosion?
Yeah, well, it would happen, man. Could happen as soon as maybe that first practice. No, I don't, my personal sense is his signing is not the best idea for Buffalo for one reason you just mentioned. Young quarterback, still in early developmental stages. Trent Edwards is only in his beginning his second full year as a starter. Still needs to gain a lot of confidence. And and how many times have we seen it with Terrell Owens and a quarterback, and the sideline blow-ups, and then the blow-ups that we don't see in the locker room, so on and so forth. I mean, all of that is a concern. I think has to be a concern with a younger quarterback that he can overwhelm. And then we talk about Dick Duran, one of the more mild-mannered coaches in the NFL. His personality will never be confused for that of a Bill Parcells. To deal with a Terrell Owens the way Parcells did, and that didn't work successfully in Dallas. So the more mild-mannered guy, the easier-going guy like a Wade Phillips, I mean, those are the kinds of coaches that I think Owens can easily overwhelm, and I think that's or overrun, whatever the term is, and I think that part of it is the bad match. Now the football match is the fact that maybe Lee Evans, who is the number one receiver for the Bills, is able to become more productive because teams will have to pay some attention to somebody else, and there hasn't been that somebody else. So maybe number 81 is that somebody else.
And now with the addition of T.O. to this team, do you think this will put the Bills in contention in the AFC East?
A very tough one to see there. I don't think he's that kind of a difference-making player. I think their offense has so far to go and so much improvement to make. If Trent Edwards is a better quarterback because of his development, yes, they're a contender. But if Trent Edwards is still taking incremental steps, I don't know that T.O. is going to necessarily elevate his game. He might, in fact, put more pressure on him, feeling that he's got to, again, deliver to the ball to this guy as well as the other people that he has, Lee Evans and so forth in his arsenal, which has been very limited. But no, I look at New England as still being the team to beat. Tom Brady back healthy, still the contender or the top contender of this division. And of course, Miami won the division last year. I don't think they've taken any backward steps. And look out for the New York Jets with Rex Ryan and all he is doing to make a Baltimore Raven-like defense in New York.
All right, Vic, thanks so much for following this story so closely for us. We appreciate it.
My pleasure, Mary.